All right, y'all. Before we start, I want to give a shout out to DBK Drymatic. They made a amazing sponsorship for the upcoming summit in Boulder, Colorado on the 11th and 12th of April. And their equipment's pretty badass. So check them out. Go to airestore.org/events and get involved.
This meeting is being recorded.
Yes, it is. What's up, y'all? Henry Cave here. Welcome to the Restoration Rebel Roundtable for the 12th of March, 2019. Man, coming into the first quarter already. I cannot believe it. Going to be a quick one tonight, hopefully. If everyone has any burning subjects, I want you to bring them up right away so we can get right to them. I don't have a huge itinerary for tonight. Just wanted to say hi and make sure everyone had a chance to voice their concerns and questions if they had them. But before we do that, we got to do the do. Here we go. Rebel commitments. In order to maintain clarity of purpose, we ask that every member of the Rebel community make the following commitments. Number one, I will protect the value of my services. I will never provide free services, as this would only serve to erode the value of similar services industry-wide. Number two, I will practice incredible transparency. I will explain our processes and details of my client. I will never hide details or manipulate reports. I will never communicate with a third party without also communicating with my client. I do not believe in competition. The restoration professionals in my market are part of my community. I will be an active member of that community. It is our unbreakable unity that will create the change we strive for. Commitment number four, I'm willing to walk away from any project, client, or contract that is not compatible with my values and stated mission. Good business does not require us to give up money, sleep, or our humanity. Had a great lunch today with a fellow rebel, Mr. Mike Davis, out of Redmond, Oregon. And he's struggling with the same things we're all struggling with. Collections, getting paid fairly. Speaking of the Insights Conference and DKI, Mike is part of a franchise as well, but they are no help when it comes to collecting on invoices for work that he has already done.
What a surprise.
It's a shocker, right? It seems to be the theme of the restoration industry that we will do work at a moment's notice in the middle of the night in the worst conditions possible. And, oh yeah, pay us if you feel like it. It's frustrating every time it comes up. It's frustrating every time I hear the story about $100,000 being held over somebody's head because they didn't, provide documentation for an air mover or something. I don't know. It's usually something stupid and ridiculous. So the way that we have chosen to combat that is to come together. And that's what the Restoration Rebels are all about. That's what the Alliance is all about. That's why we're here. That's why you guys keep coming back, because like I know, the only way to make change is together and having a unified front and coordinating our efforts. So on that topic, we're getting together next month, the 11th of April in Boulder. Who's coming? Me. Chris is. David is. James is. Lindsay's not. She's busy. All right, fine.
I'm actually going to be there until the day before, but I have to leave because it's my kid's birthday, and
darn it,
we get so many of those.
Darn it.
So I will be leaving on the 10th at like 10:30 p.m.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
I know.
Maybe you can come have beers with everyone that shows up a day early.
Well, I was considering it.
Yeah, let's do that. It's going to be a good group. We've got a whole bunch of sponsors have stepped up in a major way. So for the first time in this is the third time we're having a summit. I know that it's paid for. Thank goodness. It is covered. Costs are covered. Now he's going to get you guys there so you can be a part of the action, be part of the magic. So if you haven't had a chance to sign up, it's airestore.org/events, and go get it done, man. Get it done. We have a discount coupon out there for for vendors, for sponsors. So if you know of a sponsor, hit them up and say, hey, how about one of those discount tickets that I know you have? That might save you a couple bucks on that ticket. So what is new? What is happening out there? I keep trying to get David Churma in the room. Chimura. There he is. Here he comes.
No.
There we go. Bob, what's up, man?
Not much. How you been?
Been busy.
Yeah, I have too.
I traveled. I was on the road 22 days out of February. So that's enough.
Well, that'll keep you humping.
Yeah. Keep me overweight is what it's doing. And a lot of running, a lot of airplane drinks and food. So.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, David.
About getting paid. Who's that lawyer? Chris, restoration lawyer guy.
What is his name? Who knows the name of the restoration lawyer? Lindsay knows his name.
Ed Cross.
Ed Cross. Yes.
Yeah, that's it. How about? I wonder if we can get him to like write a letter or something that we can use in different states. That would something where we can kind of send. We'll take what you get paid. I talked to somebody who said the adjuster was trying to hold money, and he said, I'll take, I don't know, let's just say arbitrary numbers. The bill was $10,000 and he wanted to pay $8,000. He's like, I'll take your $8,000, but he was getting his lawyer to write a letter of reservation or something.
Reservation of rights, maybe?
Something. There were two parts to it. One, he had his customers sign away. It was a direction to pay, but it was something that allowed the contractor to discuss the claim with the rep.
You mean assignment of benefits or assignment of claim? That'll do that.
Yeah, but in New Jersey, you can't do an assignment of benefits.
Okay.
So it wasn't. It was the right to speak on behalf of the insured with regard to collection. It was very specific.
Interesting. Well, who knows him well enough to reach out to Mr. Ed Cross?
Anybody?
Put in my to-do list.
He'd be a good guy to have out of the conference.
Well, we've got some really... Have you guys seen the list? Have you guys seen the... Let me see if I can pull up.
I haven't.
Where is who, what, how, what? Okay, where's my stuff? There's the summit. There's the graphics. Let's go with that.
I think the lineup is full right now, last I knew. We couldn't get nobody else in there. There's not enough room.
You're right. You are exactly right. Now, how do I share my screen? That would be share. Okay, share. There we go.
Where's your kids?
Where's my kids? Show me how to do it. Okay, we got Chuck Violand. We got Kenny Chapman. He's giving our keynote. Dan York with E. Stellar. He's going to talk about business development and marketing stuff. Who else is here? Let me pull this other one up. Does this work? Oh, no, I got to reshare that. Stop sharing. Reshare. I'm just going to share my whole screen here. Make it easy.
I saw your whole screen for a second.
There we go. And Jordan Donald, I'm looking forward to seeing or hearing her speak. She's a big Simon Sinek disciple. Big fan of her. Jennifer Sterling, I don't know her. Who else? Does anyone know Jennifer Sterling? I don't know Jennifer Sterling.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
It's my.
That's Lindsay's.
It's like diet blues.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, and JT Cry, I don't know him either. But Phil Rosebrook, who doesn't know Phil Rosebrook? This is going to be phenomenal. And for those who have an extra day, I highly recommend looking at the Restoration Mastery Boot Camp. They're putting on a day and a half, a 2-day boot camp at the end of our summit, right there in the hotel. You don't have to go anywhere. It was life-changing. It's I know it's kind of cliche to say that, but I went to their 4-day boot camp in LA last summer or last fall, and just came away with, well, shoot, I came away with, let me stop my sharing here. There. I came away with a binder of things to change my business life, to change my personal life, it's just, of course, I put it down and didn't open it up since then, but that's on me, not on OP. But anyway, great content out of that boot camp. So there, enough selling. Let's talk. What's going on out there? Tell me what's new. What's exciting? How about some wins? We got any wins to talk about this week? Everyone's just shy.
Lots of testing going on. Last month now we've had 3 places come back positive for asbestos.
Oh, okay.
One a different contractor was in taking out the flooring, and the owner wanted me to come in and just verify everything was dry. We went in afterwards, found things that weren't dry, but also realized another floor needs to come out, which is the same it was in the kitchen area that he took out.
Okay.
And after test it came back positive, and the woman was still in the house. Nothing was removed out of the kitchen when they removed it. All the food, all the dishes, everything was all there. They used a saw to cut it out.
Oh, so they just dusted everything.
Yeah, they dusted everything, kind of.
Ugh.
But on the other side of the note, I reached out, talked to him, or he reached out to me, and we had some talking, and I'm hoping to get him to come to the summit and educate him a little better and become a better business.
Good. That's what we're about. Yeah, I'm working on an estimate right now that just because a little bit of asbestos in a joint compound, it's taken this thing from probably $400,000 to $1 million because of the demolition that has to happen because of the asbestos. And the initial demolition was done without testing, without protection, without. It's only a matter of time before someone gets sued out of existence for exposing. It doesn't matter if you know it or not. You are exposing your crews and your clients to asbestos if you do this without testing, without knowing. So just don't do that. David raised his hand. He started talking, but go ahead, David.
Sorry. You have the responsibility to test suspect materials.
You do.
You have to do it for your guys, for your clients. We're in the middle of a bunch of them. We're doing one where a guy demoed a whole bunch of plaster, and we've sampled and testified in 3 court cases where somebody just contaminated some, and they throw out everything, every soft good they throw away. Ooh. Rugs, curtains, clothing, anything that's porous.
It's gone.
Sorry to interrupt you about that. Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's gone. Bill McBride, have you been a part of Roundtable before? I'll let you get your phone situated there. Hold on a second. I'm gonna try to
not, but
there you go. Where are you from, Bill?
This is my second Roundtable. I'm in the Panhandle, in between Panama City and Destin, Florida.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're pretty freaking busy right now.
We've been a little bit busy, yeah. Had some things going on.
Lindsay says asbestos has been our biggest problem in Panama City. Does that ring true, Bill?
Lindsay says it's a big problem in Panama City?
The biggest, she says.
Biggest. Wow. I'm not the vast majority of our work generally is in the Destin side of this panhandle. And while I realize asbestos is still being used in products today, obviously it's getting less and less. We do not run into it very often.
Mm. Nice. So Destin, the north, I came through Destin on my way down last October, and that was incredible. The amount of devastation.
We've got very little in Destin that is built before 1980. So everything here is very new. So we've got very little exposure to asbestos.
Mm.
Panama City's a bit older, so there's definitely a lot more asbestos exposure over there. We do not do a wonderful job of protecting ourselves from it, to be frankly honest with you.
Mm. Well, now you got to.
Yeah, right. Well,
test everything, doesn't matter what year it is. That's OSHA regulation.
That's the deal. That's the deal.
We have run into it once before and got burned.
Mm.
An older house out in the middle of the sticks. Went out there to tear out some flooring and started tearing out flooring and ran into asbestos tile. And my guys started digging into it before we realized what we were into, and we finally figured it out. We're like, whoa, stop, hold on, let's get out of here, get it tested.
Well, it's getting worse and worse as far as the restrictions and the regulations. I know our colleagues in Washington State, they can't really start any real demolition or mitigation until day 2, sometimes day 3, depending on how fast they can turn their samples. So they've got folks. Oh shoot, what's the name of their company? Shoot, that's embarrassing. Yeah, I can't think of them. Anyway, they have a full-time person that's all they do is go around to every new job and pull samples and rush test them so they can get going on the drawing. And that's, yeah,
I guess
that's what you got to do.
Yeah, you're right.
It's only going to take one client getting pissy or think they're the smartest person around, and they hear about this asbestos thing, and they'll sue you, and then you're dead. I mean, you're gone. Your business is, you can't really, yeah, that's scary. Let's change the subject. Somebody give me a new subject.
Wait.
Okay, Bodie, what's up?
Can you hear me? I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
thought I was muted.
Go ahead.
I'll fix that. Question. We as restoration contractors are required to test for any subject materials. Isn't that right, David Hodge?
Suspect, yes.
Okay. What about regular contractors? Are we in that group with them?
Yes.
Because I'm talking to other contractors and they're like, oh man, that's, Are they just not prepared to follow the letter of the law and they're going to get sued someday?
Yes.
That's what I thought, but they were acting like, oh man, we never do that. No way.
I have a real good friend who is an industrial hygienist based out of Vancouver, Washington, and he was my guy when I was doing contracting. He was my guy. He was my go-to, and he says you have to test everything. You can't not test everything, and the problem comes in when you do your own testing, which you can get certified to do that. You can pull a license and do that. But unless you really know what you're doing and you go in and you test the joint compound here and maybe test that tile because you suspect it, but you miss something over here and it turns up later on that it's hot, that's on you. So he advocates that you get a third party to come do your testing. And that way the liability is pushed off. If they miss some ACM, that's on them. It's not on you. So, Lindsay, you have your hand raised like a good girl.
I do. One of my companies that I'm working with in Panama City, they have implemented a company-wide program to where if they're going to go out and work disaster situations, they're going to go somewhere that they're unfamiliar with. Their number one thing that they're doing is hiring an asbestos/mold testing company. And they say, listen, insurance, we've hired this company and they're going to go in and they're going to test. They're going to test for the mold. They're going to test for the asbestos. They're going to test for lead paint. They're going to give us our protocol and we will go from there.
Yep.
And what I found in this Panama City stuff is that they're getting paid. And the reason they're getting paid is because there's no argument, because from day one, they're saying, listen, we're not capable of handling this, so we're going to put this person in charge of this, and we're going to move forward based on their results.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been no problems. This company's gotten paid multiple millions of dollars in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
With no problem.
Proper
Dealing
setup.
with the crazy people that like to say no.
Proper setup.
But I want to know who's got the record. Record I have for the newest structure we've had positive is 2009. Anybody have anything?
I had one 2013.
I had an 11.
Yeah, it just depends on where the drywall came from. And they're still letting it in. They're still letting it into the country. So Chinese drywall, you betcha it's going to have asbestos in it. So who was that said that the other Andy McCabe? Who is that?
Clark Brown.
Oh, hey, Clark. Hey, man. Are you in a position to take over the call from here if I got to go?
Am I in a position what?
Could you take over the call? Because I have to go pick up a ramp for my kid's birthday from one of the neighbors right now. Or
I guess I guess I mean any of us can stay on. Yeah, I'm driving.
Oh, you're driving
something, but just leave it going. Make me the host.
I'll leave it
going.
Make
me the host or make Bob the host.
I'll tell you what. No, Chris is here. Chris is a kind of a technological guy. Chris, I'm going to make you the host. All right? And then you're going to have all the power. So, and then when you sign off, it should stop recording on my end here. But I hate to do this to you guys, but I really got to go. I was getting an earful before I started this call about what I needed to go pick it up. So, I love you all. Be good to each other, and we'll see you. Oh, I got to hand over the reins here. Hold on. Chris, you are host. Yes. Do you want to change the host to Chris Loki? Yes, I do. Boom.
Hey, Andy,
Yes,
if you give Chris the host, he's gonna kick me out because he's mad at me.
Yeah, he's hit me up second time now, you see.
Two times? Twice?
Well, once down in Salt Lake City and then this afternoon. So he's just about on a third strike there.
We can't do that
too close.
I mean, and Chris is a sponsor. He's sponsoring the summit. We can't do that. All right, Chris, you get a chance to tell us all what it is that you do just for that. How about that? You can give us your 2-minute spiel, but I really got to go. I love you guys. See you.
Yeah, Andy, Clark stood me up because we were supposed to do a demo of iTrack's software today. So.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. We're going to show them the different aspects of our software we have because it goes right from being able to handle mitigation to contents to the full project management to photo management. So instead of having 3-4+ programs that a whole bunch of people have, then it allows to do this stuff all in one program.
That was that we
We'll have to have access to do that.
talk to it. I don't think
What else does everybody want to talk about?
We have a small victory. We've got a couple of our crew at Rachel's AMRT class this week, so that's a win. Thank you, Rachel.
Cool. You're welcome.
It's not so easy to run these meetings, is it?
No, got to come up with something to talk about. Get people talking.
Who's on this AMRT this week?
Me and Charles is the other James Grove.
Did you learn anything new anything new today?
No comment. I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth.
I learned that we've got things to learn.
There you go. I learn that every day.
Well, I want to talk about the highlight of my, well, besides seeing a lot of rebels today, I saw a new piece of equipment by Dry Ease today, the 6000, and I guess it's not brand new. It's been out a few months, but it's super quiet. Who has heard about or seen the Dry Ease 6000?
I have 5 of them.
You do? Who is that? I can't see.
It's Dawn.
Hey, Dawn, you do.
Hey.
I could not even believe it was running. I was blown away.
Yep, they're nice. We just bought them about a month ago. We love them.
Yeah. So for those jobs where people might be sensitive to the noise or the sound of them, no longer are they shutting your equipment off or anything. So he kind of had a setup with the 6000 and a velo, and it just couldn't. I mean, you couldn't tell it was running at all. And this kind of wild. And they still are 100 pints. I mean, they still really draw a lot of GP out of the air.
Yep, they're smaller, they're quieter. We can get more of them on our trucks. We love them.
They replaced the Evolution, is what I understand, right? They replaced the Evolution.
I don't know, because they were still they're still selling the Evolution and the Revolution. We just, of course, Kyle, he's the gadget guy. He was like, "Oh, we got to try these new ones." I said, "Okay."
Well, I thought that was pretty cool when I saw it today.
Yep, I like them.
Are they more quiet than the Phoenix Drymax?
Yeah, well, I also like these because you can put the hoses away.
Yeah, so James, they're not like a suitcase style. I guess that's what I'm calling the Drymax and the Revolutions. They're not like the lay down type. They are still an upright, what I guess you would call an upright style, and they're just not as big as a 7000 or a 2000, but they're bigger than a 1200. So it's kind of a hybrid size. But what Dawn is talking about is in the very top of the rotomold, there's a cutout. It's open. It's not a closure, but you can wrap up your hoses and your cords and put them right there on top of it while you're wheeling them around. So I was thoroughly impressed with this piece of equipment. I'm not really a big equipment guy, but I had never seen it. So
I think also it's easy to work on. It's only like 4 bolts to take it apart.
Four bolts, and it also has a humidistat, which I think other models did. So you set it at the RH, your target, and the air can still keep running. It just really extends the life of it. But you can open up the front with those 4 bolts, and the air runs right over the coils, where it continues to lower the grains in the ring. It's really cool. I told the guy he should do a video, and I think they do. It was Legend Brands, so everybody knows Legend Brands. I just have never seen it, but he said it's been out since August, but they're trying to get everybody to, I guess the Revolutions or the Evolutions weren't a great model for them, and this is their answer to fixing that problem or something. So, but they look a lot like a miniature 2000, James, if you remember what the Dry Ease 2000 looks like here. They're that body style, if you will.
Got it.
But man, I saw a lot of Rebels today at this Insights show. I bet. I mean, I ran out of cards, and I bet I have 30 cards of people that were Rebels. So I just want to tell everybody listening. I don't know if he's recording or doing this live, but we're out there, y'all. I mean, we're populating the industry a little bit now. It's pretty cool. So I had my Restoration Advisors badge on, but I wore my Summit jacket that has the Rebel logo on it. Otherwise, I don't know if people they saw the logo and say, "Are you a Rebel?" I said, "Yeah, I've been known to be in there a time or two." But saw a lot of the familiar people that we all know from the summits, and John Don was there, and Lindsay and Corey Brandon were there from Dry Express and the United guys. Oh, check this out. So this is, did I hear Bodie on the call? Bodie,
Yeah,
Bodie?
I'm here. Yep, Clark, I'm
So-
right here next to the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh man, you're out there on the West Coast. So
No.
this is for you that might be into safety. United Rentals have an augmented reality, virtual reality training set up for testing people on scissor lifts, boom lifts, and any kind of carriage lift device. So you stand on this little lift, you put on the goggles and all that virtual world stuff. But let me tell you what, it feels like you are on a lift. So you go through these little systems where they have tests and drills. And if you aren't doing, like, literally, if you're not looking around for obstructions and things around you for the carriage, if you're not like reaching back and making sure the gate's latched, for any of you that's ever been on a lift, it scores you. But when this thing is going up in the air and you're like jerking the joysticks, the whole platform shakes. So it's really a way that they can start training people without getting them up in the air to even see if they're going to be a good fit for operating a piece of equipment like that. So that was my geek moment. I just wanted to tell everybody that those, and it's hard to explain, but they're shooting a commercial for it right now. But the setup cost about $60,000, and United Rentals bought 30 of them. So that's all my geek out for the moment.
Well, that wouldn't, that's United Rentals buying 60 of them. Wow. I don't know how much that stuff costs, but I know that they do a lot of that kind of training with Lowe's and the big box stores, and where they have to bring all these new people in and they have to teach them all this stuff. They've got to make it cookie cutter like they had to do with, I remember basic OSHA training was like that, at least, the 8-hour refresher stuff. They had to make it really easy for the multitudes to get through it. But anyway, I don't know. This AI stuff is pretty scary. It's going to get further and further deep into that. I've got enough to learn already. I don't need to. Man.
No, that's not relevant.
You guys blow my socks off. I'm just trying to catch up here.
Well, your average water or fire doesn't need a scissor lift or an aerial lift. So, you don't really have to worry about that too much. But anyway, I saw a lot of Rebels. So this is going to be, if this is recorded and we release this, I didn't see nearly everybody that kind of walked up and said, hey, let's talk, because I just didn't have that much time. But I don't want to occupy the time. I think Chris was doing a really good job of running it.
Yeah, great. Thanks. There's a question on the chat. It says, what's the weather like in Boulder in mid-April? I've never been down there, so anybody else? No?
Well, this is Clark again.
No.
Well, this is Clark. I'll tell you what the host or the hotel person that Chris and I are working with, they said generally, the what?
40s and 50s right now.
Yeah, generally the 1st of April, she said about 70% of the time it's nice weather, about 50 to 60 for the high sometimes. But then, she said can be, given the kind of weather they've had this year, it could be very snowy. I know that's kind of, she just said it's right at that pivot point where it's still ski season and some people up in the mountains still skied and stuff like that. All I know is that Saturday after, and don't tell OP, I'm going trout fishing. So I don't know what kind of weather we're going to have, but I'm going trout fishing, and I've never been fly fishing. But now they said it's generally not freezing weather, but it might be snowy, and worse, it might be rainy. So it might be in the 40s and 50s. Might be still snow on the ground because the altitude's so high. It may still be coming down in snow, even though it's not freezing weather. So I don't know. If there's anybody on the call from there, they can probably answer better. I will tell you, if you're going, it's a mile high. And if you've never been out there, and I don't know your medical condition or your cardio situation, but you really, 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 really need to drink a lot of water before you go. And you need to pace yourself when you go, because climbing a set of stairs is a lot different there than it is wherever else you might live that might be a lower altitude. And if you've never dealt with,
you might want to get fit tested.
Go ahead.
I said you might want to get fit tested.
Are we still talking about asbestos? Come on.
Talking about much better things now. We're talking about the weather.
We're talking about what the weather's going to be like in Boulder. Somebody said that when the summit, what's the weather going to be like? And I was describing what Genevieve told us was generally what we are going to do. And I don't know who asked that question originally. You said it was in the chat, right? Anybody that has bought tickets about 8 days before the summit, we're going to send out the 10-day forecast and a reminder. And it's probably going to be bring a puffy jacket and layers, and you're going to be fine.
Yeah, bring some layers.
Right, Andy? Puffy jackets. That's what they're wearing.
Yes.
Puffy jackets and Ugg boots.
Or as Eric Funnell calls them, space suits.
Space suits.
It'll already be warmer than it is where I am anyways. So.
As you were saying, a mile high, dehydration is a factor. It's especially a factor when you drink something called alcohol.
What is that? I'm
just
not
in
sure
case
what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have no idea.
No, he's right though, and that's what I was saying. You drink an absurd amount of water the days before you get there, and then when you get there, I'm very susceptible to elevation headaches. So my first day will be, I'm gonna get there on Tuesday, I believe, or maybe Wednesday, but probably Tuesday, and I get headaches my first day there, no matter what I do. So just be prepared for that, so you don't have a very unpleasant time.
I heard you could take an ibuprofen regimen the day or two before and just get your body loosened up a little bit.
Yeah, IB's aspirin in water, just a lot of hydration. When I was doing a lot of climbing, it was pretty much mandatory to drink a gallon of water the day before you do a major summit, just for that reason. But aspirin, ibuprofen, that'll work. But it's not like we're going to run a marathon at altitude. We're just going to go hug a bunch of people and have some.
I don't know. OP's going to be there. It's going to feel like a marathon.
It may feel like a marathon. Yes. Gotta love that guy. That guy is it's just a force, just a human force.
Oh, speaking of the summit, Phil Rosebrook was here today, and we spoke for a long time. He's very, very, very excited.
Good.
To speak, and I spoke to via email yesterday Kenny Chapman. He's actually in Germany right now, but he has cut some videos, and he's really, really excited too. So I got a bunch of people today saying, "Oh man, I gotta buy my tickets. I saw the lineup of who's going to be there, and that's like some high level stuff." So
yeah,
I think there's a lot of people just it's been busy. It's trade show season. Everybody's forgetting, but I think just need to get it done before those hotel prices shoot through the roof, and that's not going to be cool.
And the other thing I forgot to mention, we're having a panel with David Hodge, Rachel Adams, and Vinny Gigliotti. Yeah. So speaking of asbestos and IAQ stuff, that's going to be a great panel. VOCs, yes, that's another thing that we don't historically pay any attention to. How many chemicals have we exposed ourselves to over the years, walking into fires the day after, breathing in that sweet, sweet smell of money, also known as VOCs. Yeah, we've got I think things are going to change. Things are going to change.
Well, Rachel's on the call, and Rachel, we had a 3-way call with Rachel, David, a 4-way call with Vinny, and we just talked high level about some of the topics. And there's a lot of experience right there in that trip, that panel. I mean, I'm telling guys, that's 100 years, and that's not Rachel. Rachel's only 21 years old, so that's everybody else. It's David Hodge and Vinny. It's about 75 or 80 years of experience between all of them. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. It's sneaking up on us, though, man. I can't believe it's already the 12th.
It's a month.
So we've got 4 weeks. 4 weeks. 1, 2, 3. Oh, man.
Do I got to wear war paint if I do this Saturday thing?
I don't think they're going to have time for the war paint. I think that was part of the extended version. That was cool. Both Clark and I lost our voices for like 2 weeks. 2 weeks after that? It was good. Why can't I get – I'm trying to get Eric Fennell in the room. Eric, are you in the room? Oh, maybe. It says chat only. Anyway, doesn't matter. Well, did we beat the asbestos horse to death tonight? There he is.
Yeah, I got him to go.
Anybody? Because I'm not a host anymore. That's right. I gave up. I gave it up.
Here's a question, Andy. I was
Yeah,
at this Insights is Sedgwick and Vericlaim.
Okay.
Is there anybody here that's on Vericlaim for a program, and how are they as far as, I know generally programs aren't great, but are they a decent program to be on?
Which program is that? I thought they used Contractor Connection.
I think Vericlaim is a TPA. Am I right?
No.
Yeah. Sedgwick and Vericlaim.
Well,
Sedgwick.
Vericlaim's not a TPA. They're a claims management company. They're an IA company, but they're not, not a TPA.
Sedgwick and Vericlaim the same.
Yep. Sedgwick bought Vericlaim, and he also bought Lindsay Cunningham a while back. So they are a TPA.
TPA or IA? There's two different things.
TPA.
Yeah, they're TPA.
Yep. And they also are the ones that run Chubb and DKI. So DKI was bought by Vericlaim, and then Sedgwick bought Vericlaim, and so they're the ones that deal with the DKI. So it's actually not part of DKI, but DKI is part of Sedgwick. And then also Cunningham. Sedgwick purchased Lindsay Cunningham, I believe, last year also.
Is that David?
It is.
Hey, David.
Happening, Clark?
I saw David today. Good times. What did you take out of the show? What was good for you?
You know, I don't do any programs. I never have. It's never been my intention to even look at them. I just went there to see what the other side was like. A lot of people had good stuff to say because it deals with Chubb. Is one of their main things. But a lot of people that deals with Sedgwick seem to be pretty happy with it. So a lot of the contractors don't say they don't beat you as bad. They seem to be an okay type DPA.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I heard today from a couple of them that are on it. But a lot of them guys are also DKI members. So a lot of them have been on it for a while. So that's kind of a whole nother aspect of it, I think.
I'm going to tell you right now, now listen, there's some rumbling around inside of DKI, but it's in the world of franchise type systems, which DKI is not a franchise, but they are kind of in that atmosphere. They're pretty good operators. I mean, there are some very, very successful DKI guys, and I know David knows some of them too. Now, as of late, it seems like there's an exodus, if you will. There are some people jumping off of it, but I think that's natural when you've grown and whatever their fees are probably go up, and when you're larger, your percentages you're giving away become larger, and you start to say, well, I don't need these guys anymore. I'd say it's the same thing that happens with some franchises in a way. Like, I'm paying a percentage of everything that I built, but there's some really good DK operators in there. We got a lot of them in the group. Danny Strong was there. Danny's getting ready for his Kilimanjaro. and again, there's a lot of really good, strong. Tom Blackler was there. I met Tom for the first time, but yeah, I saw David. It was good to see you. But David had on the brightest orange shirt I've ever seen. I saw him across the room.
Go Beavs.
There you go. So.
Well, I know ATI. I'm pretty sure ATI is DKI, even though we don't use the badging. I think we're DKI affiliate.
They have more than one program. Because they have affiliate, they have a sort of pseudo franchise, and then they have member.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna look it up here. Diamond Solitaire. That's the TPA. Yes? Someone correct me. No? Diamond Solitaire? That's not. I think that's. And Innovation is not DKI. I'm just looking through my dashboard here.
Yeah, Chris Lowelke, you dealt a lot with DKI in Canada. Is that correct?
A lot, yeah. And I still am on the payroll of one of the DKI members.
Oh, okay.
That's why I have a DKI jacket behind me. You just can't see it.
I wish I was on anybody's payroll. I would like a payroll right now.
Oh, man.
Payroll sounds like a blanket of security that I don't feel like I have.
Like a warm blanket.
Yeah. Oh, hold me.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's been nice. It has been nice.
Andy, are you recording this?
I am.
Well, I want to say something because we know this is going to replay tomorrow. And I want to publicly say a humongous thank you to Christine Timmel and to Christine. And I don't want to leave anybody out, but Christine has several people helping her that we have split up a lot of the things. And there's a lot of little things that go into planning a summit or event or anything. And Christine has just blown me away with her organization and her ability to take some tasks and run with them. And I think Blaine and Eric have helped with some micro tasks. And I wanted to tell you all publicly and openly, I really, really appreciate it because I think the end result's going to be better because we're not missing anything.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's this year, this time around is it just feels like it's going a whole lot smoother than the last two.
Well, it's like your business or anybody's business. I mean, after you fail a few times, you start figuring things out. And that's why failure should not be looked at as a bad all the time. So we made some mistakes. We didn't know what we didn't know, and we did some things that cost us a lot of time, a lot of money. Luckily the events were good. Luckily the events went off.
Yeah.
The events went off great. But that's how businesses are. We make mistakes in our business and we try this and we go left and we should have gone right and we learn from it. And man, you start stacking 6, 8, 12 mistakes on top of each other that you're not doing wrong. And next thing you know, you're doing a whole lot of shit right. So I think that's kind of where I feel about it is things are running smoother because we now are looking for them instead of not seeing them.
Yeah. It's not whether or not you fall down because you're going to fall down. It's whether or not you get up again and again and again.
Well, James, I heard something great tonight, and I want everybody to hear this, and I'm gonna shut up. Is if you launch out of Earth trying to get to Mars and you don't make it all the way, at least you're in outer space and you might land on the moon. So you might not get where you wanted to go, but you got somewhere.
James Groves has a question. We saw him when we were in Orlando last week or 2 weeks ago. James, I promised you some videos. Which ones were those? I'm going to unmute you. No, I can't.
24-hour tech.
Oh, you're in two places, James. There you are. Oh.
Yeah, my son's on my other.
Oh, there we go. 24-hour tech, the video. Okay, so those are, I do have, I'm going to repost that in the group. I did set up a free link to that. So 100% off coupon for Rebel members. And that is actually going to be the first course that we're going to put live on the website with when it goes live, tomorrow? I mean, it's going to happen soon. It's going to happen really quick. So yeah, I'll put a link up there, James, and we'll go from there. I heard, so who won all the money at the poker party I missed out on?
It was not me, that's for sure. Top prize won about 170, 140 bucks.
Oh man, I just did not have it in me. There was no gas left in my tank at the end of that week. But yeah, we will do it again, and we'll make it out there again. So that's it. I'm going to cut it off. We're going to be at 1 hour, which is perfect. The website, airestore.org, does go live here momentarily, if not tomorrow, the next day. I have assurances from A Squared Studios that we're going to make that happen. And then it's going to be on the rest of us to populate that with content. It's going to be an empty site for now, open to members only site, but we're going to quickly populate that with great content and then start to move the conversation from the website, from Facebook over to the website, so we can operate a little more freely, a little without the worry of who's watching, who's sneaking in here and reporting on us and all that bullshit that happened in the past. We're getting beyond that. The Alliance is moving forward and strong, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. Any last words? No. Eric Funnell. I miss you, man. I love you, man. We need to come hang out and have some burgers again. That was fun.
Yeah, man. Love to see you guys down here anytime.
Oh, did you ever get any documentation education from Lindsay Milan? Did you ever get any love from that ad campaign we set up on Facebook?
I didn't get any love. I got a lot of love from you, man. You showed me love. It was not reciprocated.
I think my total ad spend was $4.25 when I turned it off. So obviously something wasn't set up right. It was not showing, because if it shows, they charge you. So obviously,
I think, didn't we have like Tupac fans in there? There's not too many Tupac fans there, apparently.
Yeah, not in the northern LA market.
Not in the Malibu market.
Not the Malibu market. We were charging the wrong zip code with that one. So
yeah, we needed to be more like in Compton.
All right. Well, reach out, lift each other up, be a part of the group, start conversations, bring value. That's the only thing we have really in life. We can give our time and we can provide value. And if you do those two things consistently, that will come back to you in spades, as they say. So have a great week. We'll talk to you guys next week. See you.